You are far more powerful than what you've been conditioned to believe.
Let's go. 6, 7, push. 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Over leg. Let's go. Push.
Ever since I was young, I always used to think to myself, how is it that some people get to the places, to dizzy heights of success and fame and power, and other people don't? What is the difference between those people up there, supposedly up there, and those people down there? It's our perception of how we have been living our lives. We've been given a construct of how that life should look like, and we try and fit into that construct, and then we call those years in between our life. But what if we bleed through or bleed above that kind of construct and make our own way? Before you were a twinkle in your mummies and daddies' eyes, they were fully fledged human beings. Yes or yes? And then bang, they came together and you were a tiny little embryo inside your mother's womb. And as you were developing, I am pretty sure that your mother did not say, "Oh look, it's 6 o'clock dear, we need to make all of that skin, and we've got to make all of that neurology, and we've got to do all that blood stuff and create the bones, and oh my God, how are we going to do that? I have no idea how to make a human being." No, your mother just kicked off her shoes and relaxed and allowed you to do your thing. So what was it you were doing? Your cells inside your bodies was full of intelligence, so much so that the cells knew exactly how to create the heart and the nervous system and your cardiovascular system and your bones and everything else in order to create you. That was information riding around your cells. Intelligent information, huge amounts of information to create the perfect being that you are right now. So when you were born, it didn't all just disappear. That information is still hanging around you. It's still on you. It's still pumping your blood through your heart. It's still making you breathe. It's still fighting off all the infections. It's still doing what it does to keep you alive without you even having to do much but to think about what you want to do with your future. That's intelligence. Powerful intelligence that you're sitting in right now. As you're watching me, you've got that intelligence right now. And it exudes as bits of information on your energy field. Now we all have an energy field, and that energy field is a field that is around us. You can actually feel it. If you were to rub your hands together, go on, do it right now. Rub your hands together and you'll create an electrical charge through your hands, and you'll feel your hands getting a little bit warmer. Now if you were to put your hands next to somebody else or even put it above your body, you will feel the electrical charge moving around, that vibrations moving around your body because it's butting against all the different information around your body. Now that bioenergy field is filled with 400 billion bits of information. 400 billion bits of information, and you're only aware of 2,000 of that information. So right now, all of us are living in a slither of reality. Out of the 400 billion bits of information, you're only aware of 2,000. And that 2,000 is really only about how you feel in your body and where your body is at in this time and space, and the environment around you, and the time, which is a construct. So you're aware of all of that, but what about all the rest of the information that you're swimming around in right now? That's the power that you have access to right now. Now supposing that you were to take another 1,000 of those bits of information and become aware of them. So you're now aware of 3,000 bits of information that's available in your bioenergy field, I guarantee your world would change like that. You would see things completely different because you are now aware of what you're seeing. That's powerful stuff. And then you can actually act upon that. And if you were to act upon that information, what would you do with it? How would you conduct your life? We are taught to believe of a way of living in any country. You have a way of living in that country, in that culture, that tells you a certain preset of how you should do things. And we don't even question it. It's just the way things are done. But supposing you rolled back a bit and you started to get that information, to feel that information, and then add it to your repertoire, add it to your wealth, add it to your business, add it to the way you actually react with other people, and add it to your whole scenario of your life, you'll find that your trajectory of where you're going in life is completely different to following the construct of what society tells you how to live your life. And this is the thing. It is really important to know that you have got access to those billions of bits of information. If you were to do one thing, if you were to tonight just sit down in a really quiet place and just do nothing, just be still. And I don't mean be still with your fingers like this on your laps and you're just kind of like trying to do a yogi stance. You don't have to do that because the power is in your way and how you do it. So just be still in the way you know how to be still. So it could be just walking in nature. It could be sitting in a cafe and zoning out. It could be watching TV and zoning out. It could be just lying down and putting something in the back of your back so you don't fall asleep. Because the most important part of accessing those pieces of information is being aware that you're accessing them. Being aware that you're thinking of something completely different. Now, the best time to do this is when it is in that twilight zone, when you're just about to wake up or just about to go to sleep. Because what happens is that your brain kicks out of the beta, fully awake state and goes into this very powerful, creative alpha state. And beyond that, that's where all the information lies. Have you ever had that experience where you're thinking of a problem and that problem's like, how do I do this? 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 And you go to sleep and all of a sudden you wake up and it starts. You go, Eureka, I've got that information. I know now how to do it. And you're looking around for a piece of paper so that you can write it down or a recorder so you can record it. But when you don't do that, you wake up in the morning, you've completely forgotten what you've done or what you've said or how you were thinking or how you were feeling at that moment of time. When there was a moment of clarity at that precise moment and you knew exactly what to do, that's when you should have written it down. You can get into that space, that moment of clarity space at any time of the day. And that's a powerful space because what's happening is that you have lowered your brain waves to an alpha wave, a creative wave. And the information that is all around us suddenly is now able to resonate with that wave that's inside your brain. And as it resonates, it starts to transmit different types of information, which translates into your neural networks, which creates a meaning and bubbles through, which creates an emotion that you suddenly feel and start to wake up and get excited about, which prompts you to take action. Here's the thing, a lot of us don't take action. We just pass it off, go back to sleep, and think, I'll remember it in the morning. Do you ever remember it in the morning? No. And the reason why you don't remember it in the morning is because you're now in a beta state. The state which cuts off all of that creativity because you now have to cross the road. You now have to think about eating. You now have to think about navigating your outside life, which stops puts a stop on all that creative thinking when you're safe in that room, safe in that bed, safe in that home. So in order to access that moment of clarity, that power within you, the power and the information that actually created you, in order to access all that information, you need to be still. Because in that information, in that bioenergy field that you have, is the key to your wealth, your well-being, your lifestyle, your time, your compassion, the fullness and richness of being who you are right now, the better version of you right now. You can't think it. You can only create it in that moment of time. You're far more powerful than what you've been conditioned to believe.